I watched some of that video that you shared.
You watched some of it? Did you
Yeah.
watch the end where he like destroys the guy?
No.
Oh my God. Did you guys already pop it?
No, wait.
No, but I'm a little nervous.
Why?
Me too. What if I hit something?
Because have you seen The Bachelor where literally she's like known for that now?
You're frozen.
Hold on, twist up. You good?
Did you pull, twist?
Oh.
Cheers, bitches.
Bitches.
Isn't this good?
That is good.
I have a different brand than you guys.
Why? Why didn't you get it?
Because listen, this is what I have, okay? I have a baby bottle from a wedding. I have a bigger bottle, what I'm drinking, and then literally look at this one I have.
That one. You want that one?
No.
All of it.
One, the blue
Drink
one's gonna
up.
taste most like what we're drinking right now.
The blue one's delicious.
Yeah.
And I'm like so thirsty.
Aren't you always?
And I'm hungry. I'm like sort of fasted. Actually, I'm like 24 hours fasted. So that just means I'm going to be brilliant, right?
Oh.
Yeah.
Ty, you from Ohio originally too?
Yeah.
Huh.
We all ran around when we were in college together.
We did all kinds of crazy shit. And Tyler always made sure that he gave us his shoes when we were walking barefoot downtown after a night of partying. And he would walk barefoot. God bless him.
Yeah, I probably have tetanus several times in my life.
Thank
No
you,
one
babe.
All right, first off, Martini and Rossi reveal.
Yes. It's one of my favorites.
I will drink this again.
Yeah, it is so good. Very sweet.
Light,
Like,
crisp. It's a good midday drink.
Yeah, and it's not one you really have to cut with orange juice or nothing. Like,
I mean,
this wouldn't be a brunch one. This would be more of a, we're going to celebrate and have actual champagne.
It's good like after you work out. Okay, today was back, shoulder, tricep. So it's like, you know, blood's flowing. This is light. So that way you're not feeling too, you know, what's the word? Blithering.
too drunk? How did we get so drunk the other night, guys? I don't understand. No, Tyler
We got
Fine, yeah.
so
we got roofied.
we had 2 Moscow mules. That's so weird.
I don't know. I threw up that night and in the morning. I'm not even kidding.
I haven't been drunk in like 3 months.
Yeah, me neither.
Including the other night. Okay, so Jim was telling me about this Black Pill thing, and but you've never heard of it before I sent you the link, right? No one's heard of it? I never heard of it.
You guys never heard of this. Basically, what I think for never hearing this, I think you're talking to the perfect guy, because I'm not here to be
not full of himself at all.
I'm not full of myself at all. I mean, I'm just, you know, I'm very humble. My mom, she taught me how to be considerate. So anyway, all right. So luckily you guys have me here. Okay. And because there's a way to look at this where it can sound like men are terrible, women are terrible, men are low value, women are low value.
But let me just like kind of explain for everyone first, like what this is. Right. So basically these guys, it's actually sort of like a cult, right? Like it's like this secret like society type thing where these guys are like, oh, don't tell women about it, but they like have all these rules that they follow when it comes to dating. So it's almost like catfishing, where they like try to be someone, like give you the impression that they're someone, and then they get you like hooked and emotionally invested, and then they like pull the rug out from under you, and like you know, like if they're like doing the opposite of what you say, or like waiting to text you back, like there's all these like rules. Like, okay, if you take the red pill, you awaken from the matrix. If you take the black
pill are very similar.
But you take the black pill, it's like you're awakening to this idea that women only want like a certain type of guy, or like the richest 20%, or like the most handsome 20%.
Yeah.
And so like
Well,
these
if
guys think that they have to like play a game so that they catch up with the other guys, and it ends up like the goal is
if
to
that's
like
yeah, sorry.
he loves interrupting me. He does this often.
I get excited really easily. Guys, I'm sorry. You can shut me up anytime. But so she's right. Like, so the black pill basically is the thing where love doesn't exist. It's not real in nature.
It's all based on like shallow, superficial, like.
Well, because it's based on survival. So basically, love ends when you have to eat, and it's up to either one or two of you have to eat, and there's only enough for one. So basically, in the law of in nature, in the laws of natural law, there is no love. It doesn't exist. It's only survival. So, and like there is no like gravity doesn't care about your love. If your 8-year-old falls off a cliff, God forbid something happens to anybody, I bind those words, right? But if something happens, gravity does not care about how much you love that baby or whatever. So this is going by the nature between only in dating. This does not acquire for actual courting, because
there's a difference between courting and dating, because the dating is
so,
actually it's a game to keep you in the dating game. If like, just to like kind of tell you guys like who Jim is and why I wanted to kind of like have him talk about this, like because he's not only a self-proclaimed expert in all things bro, but he's actually been like invited into these like cult, like these groups, and he hangs out with these guys, and they're like, shh, don't tell girls about this. And it's just this like, can you just tell us like what they're about?
So this place that invited me, guys, this is real. Like I'm a real, I don't lie. I was the one that found the Church of the Illuminati when everyone said it wasn't real. It's an hour from where I live, in Quakertown. It's a real place. I took pictures, video. I went in. It's real. I'm telling you, I was at this party that they threw because their CFO. I met her at
the dating site. People had a party and he was invited.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, and I go there, and it's the owner and all these people, and they're all like, all right, ooh, yeah, so cool, you know what I mean? Come on. And it's orgies everywhere. The whole thing is orgies. So not only does the website, first of all, it reverses the natural order of thing, because men typically, that's why we get
men are supposed to be, I mean, stereotypically they're supposed to be the pursuers, but I mean, you know,
right.
we don't
know that this is a family show, but men have a throbbing biological urge to go, and women inherently are the men are the incubate, women are the succubus, which some people are like, oh, they just want us for all our stuff and they'll leave us for somebody else. No, that's the psyop of dating, because women need, like, they want to make you think that women only want men with money and power and status and looks, when it's all psyop. It has nothing to do with actually courting. So when I was at this party, they're like, guys, come on in here. And at the hotel, so it was a hotel pool, and I got pulled into 5 different, I've never had call me old fashioned, but I don't do orgies. I can't, I'm old fashioned. And I was getting pulled in these rooms. I had to get an Uber. And because, yeah, they're beautiful and young, but it was like the devil's advocate. Come on, big boy. And I'm like, how did you know I like to be called big boy? Oh no, you know what I mean? And they are like, it was all just any type of weird stuff going on, you know, just like I know it's a family show, but throbbing things going on. And like, it's big stuff, like, and I was just like, wow, so this is the spirit behind social dating. And then when you go look up what social dating came from, literally came from Grindr and Tinder were the first 2, and they're all based on hookups.
What is your definition of the Black Pill movement, or the Black Pill epidemic, or whatever this thing that like basically is a game to where you treat women kind of like their currency, or you treat them kind of like they have a market value, like it's a business transaction, and they have
well, from what I'm getting, it's not viewed as love or a relationship. You're kind of Barney Stinson it up, right?
Absolutely. But
what are the rules? Like, what would be a black pill thing to do? Like, what would be one of them? Like an example.
So for one there's like a number, like if a woman has had more than a certain amount of sexual partners or she's at a certain age, then the market value of that woman decreases. And so like there's like, if she says she wants this, do the opposite of what she says, because that'll bring her more towards you. And like, it actually does work. That's what's scary about it, because women kind of like fall into this for some reason. And I don't know.
That's what I mean. That's what it is. So to be a high value man, so a high value man is he needs a lot of things. So basically, he needs status, he needs looks, physical attractiveness, and power. A woman, that makes him be above 80% of men. Now, those 20% of men that basically have the majority of power, that can travel and do all these boats and parties and rooftops and knee deep and just, you know, alcohol, all these things going on, you know, just like those 20% get 80% of women statistically, because 80% of women want to be with that type of man in the dating. This is only dating world. This
because
does not
that's what our dating coaches and that's what dating tells us that we're supposed to be looking for, and that's what people do look for. But the whole thing is like the rules of the game are rigged against you because they're designed to keep you in the game.
So so basically it was designed for men to sleep with as many women as possible, because men having more women and money, because they'll always have their money, but women get older and devalued. So they can always get younger women. So the ideal mate is men, the 20% of men will always have the younger, attractive, minimal sex partner woman. Like that's the most powerful value a woman can be. And the 20% of men. So now you have the 80% of men and the 20% of low value men, low value women. Now, those men basically can only get the scraps of the low value women, but those low value women will leave them for a better man because they always want more protection, more providing, more this, that, and the other. That's based on their biology because of wanting children and wanting to be secure and whatnot. So we're programmed, just like women are programmed to think a man needs to provide for them, men are programmed to think that they can have women by having power and money.
Not only will this like ruin your life or your dating life, or like if you're actually courting or trying to find someone long term, but these guys, I feel like, are kind of screwing themselves and their chances at finding actual love. But honestly, like, it's just a terrible way to treat someone, right? Like,
I agree. This is societal norms, well, not norms, that are pushed onto us at a young age. So I don't think this is some new movement or new thing. Like, it's been repurposed through the years. So throughout all of this, we had in the early 2000s, The Playbook by Barney Stinson. We had all these teen movies that portray this hierarchy of what the ideal person is. I mean, what was the 2000s but a romantic comedy of everyone that fits this societal norm, besides that one where Anna Faris, you know, slept with like 34 people and she's reliving her list. Like, this sort of thing has been out for years, but people are actually buying into it, that it's a secret society, or they're making these own little factions of let's collect our notches on the belt and see who's ahead or what.
I just want to show the video clip of
share your screen, show it.
Yeah, I will. The video is basically this guy who made the video is calling out this dude who calls himself like the Black Pill coach or something. And he like posts all these videos to like guys to like, this is what you do, these are the steps you take or whatever. So I'm just gonna share it. Let me know if you guys can see this.
You're good, it's showing up.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm going to dispense a little bit of advice that has worked for me on a few occasions and has given me that little bit of an extra edge that I didn't have had I been born, say, a Chad Light. Maybe I wouldn't need to do this. But any guy who is like...
This isn't him, by the way.
Average looking, who's normie genetics or lower, you can use this technique. And even though it's time consuming, dishonest, and is obviously not guaranteed, you can use this technique, especially if you're a young guy, like 19.
Time consuming and dishonest. Okay, that should be a red flag right there. let's skip ahead a little bit. You can kind of, I'll explain what he's doing.
And I
But
start talking to them under the catfish. Now, what you do is, let's say this happens on Tinder. You get to a point where you're eventually able to chat to them on Snapchat. And what you want to do is you want to keep the conversation predominantly sexual. And if she says yes, you can use that to your advantage later, because again, she's revealed secrets about herself. She's emotionally invested in you. You get a whole bunch of matches. You talk to a whole bunch of girls. You eventually get some Snapchats and start talking to those girls on Snapchat. There comes a point where you've completely bonded, and it's to the point where you've decided to organize a meeting. Like, she's like, so do you want to meet up sometime? And ideally, you've convinced her that if you do meet up, it's going to be purely sexual. What you want to do at some point is be like, look, I have a confession to make, and try and tell a sob story. Try and sound more kind of pathetic than what you are. Okay. Be like, yeah, look, I'm just a really insecure guy, and I use one of my best friend's pictures in my profile picture on Tinder. Don't say it's some random guy, because that'll make it look like you're victimizing some random person by using the...
It'll also be creepy as fuck. No matter what you do in this case, when you're making a fake picture, deceiving someone.
So that's what you want to do. Most of the time they'll unmatch you, or they'll just, they'll delete you off Snapchat. They won't even bother. Been good enough for them. Had they seen me on Tinder, but in their minds, because they project, they know that an average-looking woman can get plenty of matches on Tinder.
Okay, so let me let me tell you what he's doing. So if you didn't catch it already, what the dude is.
So basically, he's catfishing. Like, guys have literally this catfishing thing. This has happened to me, where a guy talks to me under a fake photo and then like tells a sob story and says, oh, well, that's not my real thing, but I didn't think you would like me, and I really am kind of the same guy because I still have the same color hair and eyes and all this stuff, but I'm just a little shorter and this is my real picture. And then expected me to be like, and just like he said, like, most people will just unmatch you because that's dishonest and no one wants to deal with that bullshit, right? But but then they end up with these, the type of woman that you're ending up with when you play these games. It's like, okay, I get that some guys don't want something super, super deep, but you're literally ending up with the lowest and dumbest of the female population. And most of us can tell when you're playing games and we're out. Like, I thought the whole point was to get better chicks. Now, I mean, you think you're getting higher quality women this way? Is this healthy? This is dark, and you're literally dehumanizing people and deceiving them, and you're basically dwelling in your darkness at this point.
So it's a program that women are programmed to go for a richer man because, and that's attractive and that has power over the 80% of men. Those men, this dating was made for, because statistically, their money will always be there, and they can just replace their woman with someone younger and younger and more value each time. And what they're saying is, because then the 80% or the other women that are with the 80% of men, they are constantly battling for the high man. So women will always have a battle. If they play by this game, they'll always be battling their man because he'll always have money and success and power. And they'll almost feel like they're always trying to stay relative. But then men are trying to battle for who has the most power.
But the goal is not to find a high quality woman and settle down with that woman and fall in love. The goal is to like have that at home. Like, you want the pretty girls, you want the pretty babies, but then you travel and you do all these like extravagant things, and then you have like all this stuff lined up in different places, and you're basically just smashing like all these women. Guys, listen, we don't friend zone you because you're not attractive. It's because you play these stupid games, and we feel when you're not being authentic. And if you honestly think that catfishing is going to get you anywhere, I feel like that's very unfortunate as like a human being, to be honest.
If you play by these rules, it's like the whole black pill thing is why they don't date, is because, and why they try to tell people not to, is because women will take everything, and then when it comes, they'll love you until the time that it comes up to, so they have to eat. And it's basically, that's where the story, where men fall in love, because men statistically will fall for women, but women won't lower themselves for men. So a man will die.
I feel like women lower themselves for men every single day.
Well, they shouldn't, because well, I mean, they can, but usually men will die for a woman, right? So, but a man will feel fear when he knows or he feels that his girl will leave him for a better guy because he's higher on a value chain of social dating.
I think people do think it. Tyler, I'm very curious to get
I disagree with so much of this shit. I'm sorry, I can't handle it. Like, I agree there are socioeconomic norms and all this shit that people are doing. Yes, I believe that. However, I don't think that there is these chasms of these 80% of people that are like, well, I'm just gonna go get scraps, or like, oh, my potential date is going to leave me for the person at the next table. I don't know if I was always just full of myself and it's like, I'm the shit, but
but you are.
I had the insecurities. However, I don't feel like that affected my dating style or game or how I interacted with individuals. And I don't know, I've surrounded myself with a lot of beautiful ladies in the past who didn't date winners all the time. And
right, because it's all bullshit. None of it is true. Yes. And you are being authentic. And most of us going into the dating world, I feel like we're trying to be authentic. Yes, there might be this like 20% of people who are like trying to play by a rule game or whatever.
Or playing the game. So like, I feel like things that are getting debunked are things that we already know. So it's like, oh, cool, we're calling a spade. Awesome. But I think that, yeah, I do believe that there are people that are like, yeah, orgies, cool, awesome. Like, why do you think billionaires are dating new people all the time? Let's be real. They've got money. They don't treat people as people. They treat them as monetary possessions, but that's also what their goal in life is. Their goal isn't some, life-changing thing. It's just to benefit prosperous shit.
Have another glass of wine, Tyler. Have another glass. I love you, honey.
No, I'm like hitting this a little hard. What else do they want to do besides jump into freaking space? Like, come on.
I agree.
Look, I feel like, I think we can all kind of agree that no one wants to have sex with someone who's banged hundreds of people, right? Whether you're male, female, straight, gay, whatever. Like, I feel like there's a pretty, like, it doesn't matter. Like, it's not like men going, oh, that woman's banged 3,500 people. Like, that's gross, but I can do it. And it's fine because I'm a guy. Like, no woman or man or anyone wants to bang someone who is playing this game just to be like the 20% of people who's, screwing the 80% of people.
Yeah. Dating was designed almost, it's almost like you're trying to eat healthy and you want to go to McDonald's. Yeah, they have a salad. Yeah, their grilled chicken isn't very healthy, or, but typically you're probably not going to get in the best shape eating at McDonald's. Whereas if you court, you're going to be like, okay, I want harvested grain, like real human being. I want the real thing that I know their family. I know all this, like you meet them through other neighborly friends, which neighbor came from.
I feel like that's what people think they're doing when they say I'm dating. Like when you're not. Yeah. When you're not.
That there's a difference between dating and, slutting it up.
And there's a difference between courting is, if you want to get into the etymology of it, I get it. But most people, if they're not in a relationship and they're looking to see what's out there,
they're talking and hanging out.
Yes, they're dating.
I agree.
Right?
I agree. I totally agree with you guys. I really see everything on every side. Though I do have, how many dates have you been in an uncomfortable situation? Whereas courting, it's almost like nothing can happen that can go wrong.
Don't you have to date in order to court? Like, don't you have to go and meet a person to see if you want to court?
You already know their family. Dating, you don't know their family.
So you're saying we should go back to the old days with arranged marriages and all of that?
So you're not allowed to go anywhere without a chaperone. But like that, and I felt like in my dating world, I dated 2 to 3 dates, and then it's like, are we going to continue this, or am I going to reevaluate the situation? Exactly. And I reevaluated the situation.
Yes.
Majority of the time.
There's a point where you kind of know if you're interested in doing this thing or not. And I do feel like with age, as you get older, that time sort of diminishes. Like, okay, are we doing this shit or not? Because I got shit to do, right?
Yeah.
if you're younger, you might be willing to hang out with a guy for, you know, a year or 9 months or whatever. And then if you like, I mean, I guess if you're talking about like market value in that sense, I get it. But if you're talking about like putting a price tag on someone, based on their financial status, their number of partners, their age, whatever you want to, you know, look at, I just feel like that's a really terrible, you're just like, you're not looking at that human as a human.
Well, I mean, yeah.
I completely agree with that. As well as I think when you're younger, I think you do date more, first of all, because you're trying out and you're seeing what you actually want in a person. You're in such a small chasm of who you're around, who you interact with, and you don't really see the characteristics that you want in a lifelong individual. Like, as someone who also grew up in the church and everything, you're supposed to have this list of things that you view as being womanly or a manly person of God, but that doesn't give you character aspects or how things work and any of those mentalities when you find a relationship or a lifetime partner. Like, we all have that list of what we want. So like my rules, I had some very stupid ass rules back in the day that
same
that none of them really equated out to
what you ended up with, right?
What I ended up with, besides over 6 foot.
That's like a requirement, 100%.
Right.
Black pill.
Actually, no, that's actually
that's
other
red
people.
pill.
They're like, yeah, they actually, because they tell you to go for taller men because genetically your babies, that's a whole part of that would be reverse black pill. No, don't say that.
No, but mine was I needed someone to carry me out of a situation because I am more likely to fight and I need someone level-headed.
That was on your list?
Yeah, I needed someone big enough to carry me out of a bar so I don't have to fight.
Tyler, you've never fought. I've never seen you fight.
Not where we used to hang out, but like in Columbus, there were like 4, and I got real mouthy and several times.
No, I'm always the mouthy one. No, you don't have to be mouthy around me because I mouth off for all 3 of us. By the way, we lost Naomi. She texted me there is a storm at her house and she kind of lives out in the middle of nowhere. Her signal has been just kind of really messed up this whole time.
It's sad. Like in my city, a lot of people are without power. So yeah. And we're neighbors-ish.
Yeah.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
There's Naomi.
I'm back.
I can hear you.
I'm so sorry.
I can hear you. Yay. Oh my God.
You guys, I had to be on my phone's Wi-Fi. We're good.
So the whole first segment that we recorded, you were probably talking and we didn't hear you. So
Pretty much.
okay. We love you anyway.
We'll go with that.
It's fine. I'm here. I'm here now.
And you were frozen most of the time too. It just looked like you had a resting bitch face the entire time.
So what else is new?
I mean, I do. I do. It's not new. That's not new.
So I just want to like show the end of this video. Got it?
See it.
Do you not have any self-respect? Suppose that you are a 2 out of 10 in looks. Does that mean that now you're also going to throw all of your honor and integrity and self-respect out the window as well? Do you want to be a 10 out of 10, I mean a 2 out of 10 looks guy, okay? Ugly, we'll say ugly, all right? But also be a fucking scumbag on top of that, a pathetic fucking scumbag? If I don't know about you guys, but if I'm a 2 out of 10 guy, I'm going to fucking own that shit. I'm going to build my physique. I'm going to have a 10 out of 10 fucking physique. You better believe it'll be better than anything that.
By the way, this is the photo on the screen. This is what the guy actually looks like. The photo before that was the guy that was using his photos to catfish. So this is what the guy actually looks like.
The first guy was better looking.
Well, yeah, this is actually him. That's why he's saying he has to catfish. This is him.
I'm sorry. No, I meant this guy. This guy, his actual picture is better.
Well, so yeah, so he says he has a crooked nose, like in his, if you read the bio, it's like I have a crooked nose, whatever. So he like does this catfishing game. And so this is his actual photo.
That I would achieve otherwise. Okay. I'm gonna work on that part as much as possible. I'm gonna make a ton of money. Okay. I'm gonna buy plastic surgery if I'm 2 out of 10 guy, but I am not gonna sell myself short and be a pathetic fucking loser. I'm gonna work on every aspect of myself to make up for my horrible looks. Okay. Because I will still find value as a human being in myself, and I will still find value in others. It's unfortunate, right, that I would have to deal with that burden, but I will do the best that I can, and I'll be incentivized to do that, because if I'm, if I don't have it going for me in those other areas, I definitely don't want to be a fucking pathetic person with no confidence who's a scumbag who tries to take advantage of other people. It doesn't make any sense. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? So this is my main argument, okay, against this shit. My main argument is this: is that it doesn't matter if this shit were actually true. It's not true. All this black pill shit, the stuff that you're filling your head with, that's making you feel hopeless in life. It's not true. Okay, I am proof of it. I have seen proof of it. I can show you proof of it. It's not true.
Oh yes.
So it's been real. I learned a lot. How about you, Ty?
Interesting.
Guys, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. I hope I brought you into something, because I like everything.
All right. So what's your positive affirmation?
You either quit or keep going. They're both hard. Marriage is hard. Divorce is hard. Dating is hard. Breaking up is hard.
Choose your hard.
And how big is it? Is it big?
And hopefully it's really hard, and hopefully it stays really hard for a really long time.
For at least like 15 minutes.
If not, they got batteries.
Or longer.
What do you guys have? Do you have one? Oh no,
we can always better ourselves, whether it be through knowledge or changes. So yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Just keep pushing forward, and hopefully this helps some people out there to notice when there's like a game being played and they're a little bit confused. Maybe it'll like help pull them through a weird situation, or help them just to be their best self. So
and even if you like the game, I think a lot of people love playing the game. They love dating. They think it's fun and exciting because it is a game. Well, then have fun. And then just call, and then be a part of it.
Make sure that like you're clear with the other person, though.
Yeah, everyone needs to be on the same page.
Yeah, like, okay, this is what I'm in it for. So, just so we're clear. Don't like say that you want all these things and then act a different way. That's not the same. That's not okay. It's been awesome. Thanks, guys. Cheers.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.